So here's more proof that the public education system in this country is failing our children. This time in Memphis, Shelby County Schools. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Parents and community members took their concerns about their children's education straight to the Memphis-Shelby County School Board. Now, they say students are being left behind because of constant leadership turnover, lack of transparency, and politics at play on the school board. Our Ezekiel Telemaco joins us now. And Ezekiel, you were standing there during the protest. What did they have to say?
Yeah, that's right. It was really feisty, and four superintendents in just a few years with an interim after interim. Protesters say that's the kind of instability that makes it impossible for children to succeed. Today, the group laid out 5 demands they say would put students first.
75% of the students in Memphis-Shelby County schools are not reading on grade level. That should piss everybody off.
And that's really where it all begins and ends at, is the level of education that these kids have. I remember seeing a teacher do a video where you got to realize, I don't know, it's been, I did a few videos talking about the education system and how that by the time my kids start going to school, they're really focusing on these standardized tests, especially like the public schools, to where they wasn't teaching. I mean, it was only teaching toward the test. Wasn't really like teaching like a real curriculum in school. And I know for myself, when it came to my daughters, one thing I made sure that they did on weekends, well, every night during school, they had to read something. They wasn't doing homework, they was reading something. On the weekends, they might get a break, but in the morning, get up and read something, do some math. Summertime, same thing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to read, you're going to study, you're going to do some math, you're going to do something. Keep that brain moving. Something. You're going to learn, but you're going to learn something. Uh, because I knew that the schools weren't really teaching them what they needed. And I really didn't want to put my kids in private school at the time because I'm like, hell, if I'm paying taxes, why am I doing that? But anyway, I'll tell a story of that. With my youngest daughter, I remember her going to, I want to say the second or the third, probably going to the third grade. And had a teacher, like a meet the teacher night. And I'm talking to a teacher. And he's like, man, she must have had a real good English teacher last year because your child can read on, I don't know, fifth, sixth grade level. I'm saying like, no, she read all summer. That's why she's reading on the sixth, no, on the fifth to sixth grade level. I had her doing stuff. As a parent, that's what you need to do. Like I said, you got to realize that studies show that schools do not teach your kids how to read and how to add and subtract past about the second or third grade. That's why they call it school to prison pipeline. They say they know whatever education level your kids have by the second or third grade, they'll know if they're going to turn out successful or not, or be maybe incarcerated by the second or third grade. That should tell you something as a parent. I remember when I was a kid. No, I remember when my sister was a kid because I was a kid. I don't really remember. I just remember mom she still got the cassette tapes. But my mom used to read to us when we were younger. I mean, when I say younger, I mean like babies, not even able to read or write. And she would read stories to us. Or we had these what they call easy reader time storybooks. I know I used to have like the little record players that would read, saying, welcome to the Peter Pan storyteller. When you hear this sound, boom, you turn the page, and then like boom, you turn the page and you're reading the words as it go along. Boom, turn the page, looking at the pictures, stuff like that. Those are the things that we did back in the day. Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, all that kind of stuff. That's what we were inundated with as children. You are supposed to instill values, education, morals in your children from the time they are in the womb. Let's just say conception, damn near. That's your job as a parent. It's not one of them things where you like, well, when they turn 12, 13, I'll teach them this or I'll teach them about the birds and the bees or something. No, because you know what? You're not teaching your kids when they're babies, when you send them off to daycare. when you send them out to these schools, that's where they're getting their learning from because they are there 6, 8, 10 hours a day. You get them for a couple of hours, go see what they learn in school. You know what I'm saying? Let them talk about what they did in school, eat dinner, take a bath, go to bed. And then you wake up and you're doing the same thing. Excuse me, wake up through the whole process. You're not really putting any valuable time. But the funny thing is, you don't have to put hours and hours with them every day to get them to learn stuff. Just a few minutes a day. A few minutes a day having them read something. A few minutes a day showing interest in their lives, reading to them. A few minutes a day showing interest in their lives, going over their math homework. You know what I'm saying? Giving them problems, having them doing stuff at the table. That's what you instill in children. And it doesn't take a lot. All children have to know is that you care really about, because children want to learn. Children love learning. From day one, they love to learn and to get active because they love to accomplish things. But with you sitting there with your lazy tail not doing nothing with them, just let them do whatever they want to, play on these games, or hell, they can go outside, that's fine. But you're not really showing any interest in their life because other things are more important to them, more important to you than what they're doing. After a while, it becomes a problem. And kids are not stupid. And kids understand what their parents should or shouldn't be doing. If they're not doing anything, not showing no kind of interest in their life, kids feel a certain type of way about that, which is crazy. But a lot of times these parents, they don't understand. But like I say, you just put a few minutes in with them daily, making sure that they are doing, you know what I'm saying? Just a few minutes a day goes a long way, especially as a parent, because you have that connection that these schools don't have, that these teachers don't have. But when you give that up and allow these teachers to do your job, come here, they're teachers. I get it. That's their title. But like I said, the basics after the second, third grade, they're not teaching your kids basic math, not teaching them basic reading. They should already have that done. And they really can have that done before they even go to school. Because I remember back in the day, it used to be a big thing. You send your kids to school, they better know they know how to write their names, right? Spell and write their names, uh, and know how to recite the ABCs and 1 through 10s, at least, before they step foot in kindergarten. That's how I was raised. And that's how I did my children. I mean, that's how, so I remember we said, well, it wasn't us, but anyway. There was a bright idea to send my oldest daughter to a Head Start program back in the day. The only problem with that is my child was super smart. My child goes to years ago, decades ago, y'all. Let's just go with me. Go with me. I knew she shouldn't have went, but didn't need to go because I felt it was going to like hinder her, hold her back. I go pick her up, and they're saying that this child is teaching other kids how to write their names, teaching them colors, doing doing what the teacher's trying to do. This child is doing this like so. It's like I took my child anyway. I took out a Head Start like after a week. I said this is retarded. But anyway, that's my thing. Back when I was growing, that's what I remember. You know what I'm saying? You don't send your kids to school stupid to start out with. You give them like a little head start. And I mean, hell, that's what the mother folk do. That's what the other people do that that don't nobody want to talk about and say holding us back and being, oppressive and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. It start with the education. And I know I've been on a rant, but let me go ahead and finish. Let me get back to this video. But I had to say that because it's frustrating. Because basically what I want to say, you say 75% of what are not at grade level. Shoot, hell no, they're not. Matter of fact, let me look at something real quick. It said according to the MS, this is Memphis-Shelby County Schools uh latest district-wide proficiency ratings 2024-2025 results. According to MSCS's July, that this is last month, TCAP update. It says English language arts, all grades, third through 12. Remember what I said, third grade. Once when they see where your child is at the third grade level, determines is a predeterminant on their success in life. Remember that. All grades, 3 through 12, increased from 23.7% in 2024 to 24.6% in 2025. Not even a full percentage in a year. Math rose from 18.7% to 21.2%. So not even a quarter of your children can read or do math at grade level. And science is 26.7%, social studies at 26.1%. They're not even doing, let's say, because it's if you want to break it down in grades, high school, it went from 28% from the 9th and 12th grade to 27.4%. So it went down since last year. Grades 3 through 5, 26.8% to 29.1%, and grades junior high 6 through 8, 17.6% to 17.9%. So for the first few grades, they're doing fine. They're doing that because, like I say, kids love to learn. They're excited to learn, want to learn, but but then it started going down or become stagnant, which is crazy. Junior high, they don't learn crap. They don't learn crap in junior high, but then they get better in high school. And that's in math. I mean, that's in English. In math, it's 26.9%, grades 3 through 5, junior high 18.9%, and in 9th to 12th grade, 17.3%. That's terrible. Because you got to know math. If you ever you ain't gonna never get out of poverty if you don't understand math. But anyway, like I said, let me get back to the video.
Chants and signs fill the air outside the district meeting with parents and advocates pushing for accountability. They're counting on county commissioners to follow state law and enforce term limits for school board members. Right now, some board members have held seats for more than a decade.
So obviously the community has been frustrated for quite some time, been frustrated since I've been in the public school system with just the way our education system has been handled from current board members to previous board members to past superintendents. So as a board member, it's my job to advocate for those voices of the community and try to address the problems that have been plaguing our district for a long time.
Protesters also say too many board members use the school board as a stepping stone for higher office, and they're also demanding for more transparency in how the school handles its decisions and budgets.
You know how to figure that out? You know how to get that transparency? Go to the doggone school board meetings. All of them. Not just here to protest because you find out your kids are dumb and they ain't learning. Because you're sending your kids to daycare thinking they're going to do everything that you're not doing at the house. And then you kind of find out by the time they get and supposed to be graduating, they only got 2 credits. And now you want to know what's the problem? How come no one said anything? No one reached out to you. You a single mother and you can't understand. It's hard out here for you. No, this is stuff you can do at home. What did Charleston White say the other day in the video? He said that his mom was a single mother, but she had rules, regulations, and standards. She said when she got home from work at night, when she got home, homework better be done, bath better be taken, uh, kitchen better be clean, homework better be out so she can check it. That's what the standard. If it wasn't done, your butt got up. I did the same thing with my kids when I worked nights. When I get home, that homework better be out. The room better be clean. You better be ready for school the next morning. And if it wasn't, I got your ass up. One way, and you wasn't gonna like it. Room better be clean. You just didn't play them games. You just didn't play them games because if you really respected, wanted your child to respect the hard work you supposedly put in to raise them, you make them work. Which lets me know you don't take your own life seriously. So you're not going to take theirs seriously. Like seriously. Seriously. But yeah, so I'm like, it starts at home, parents. And you got to think, I'm going to tell you about the school system. It starts from the top. It's about budget. Okay. It's about how much money they get. Like I say, they want federal funds and the feds say, your kids have to pass. I bet you, hell, all them damn kids can probably pass that dang stick. Well, not all of them. But the money they're getting it because them kids, either one, they come to class every day. They get money for that, and they get money for however many kids pass that standardized test. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So that's why there's no real teaching in class. Like I said, I was about to say, I remember this lady said that when she was a teacher and they was teaching towards that standardized test, but she was like having her kids read books. doing homework, comprehension assignments and stuff like that. And they talked against it and they gave her the curriculum, what to teach. So what she would do is she would teach that curriculum, but then it would also still have assignments to where the kids would have to learn and read and comprehend stuff. But when it came down to that standardized test, every last one of her students passed. And nobody understood how. And they're like, how did this happen? How come your kids pass the test? And she said, because my kids we still read and we still do comprehension work. And that's how they're able to pass the test. Oh, but I think she got reprimanded for us. I don't know if she got fired or quit, but whatever. But they were mad at her because she went against what they told her. But it was successful because as a real teacher, you understand how to make kids successful. I passed standardized tests growing up, and I wasn't taught toward no doggone test. We had a real curriculum. So I don't understand but the problem is there's no help from the parents, there's no accountability from the parents. Kids can't get in trouble. You can't fuss at the children. You can't reprimand the children. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep kids in school because the parents not interested, or the kids don't care. All this kind of stuff. Federal funding, state funding, whatever, is like not probably where it needs to be. Teachers not getting paid. Teachers are quitting. So it's a lot of things that's going on that's that's hindering the schools. But you got these folks saying, oh, these folks, they got people mad because they're saying teachers, people in the school district just getting jobs so they can move up. Well, hell, what else? What else is there? The kids ain't learning. You ain't helping. What else is there? Well, hell yeah. If this is a beeline to get a better position, a comfort position, something with more money, better benefits, and eventually ain't got to deal with your little bad kids. Why not use it? Why not use it as a stepping stone? That's just life, man. Anybody who trying to make something of themselves, that's just life. Now, if you want people to love and love teaching and want to stay in that classroom and teach, help them out at home. That's what you can do. Come to the PTA meetings, go to the school board meetings. I tell you, even if you can't make it, the school district that I live in, I ain't got no kids in this school district no more, or no grandkids, nothing like that in the school district. But I still get notifications of the school board meeting. It's like every Monday, I believe. Yeah, and the city council meetings. I get notifications like YouTube notifications. So everybody's online. Participate in your child's rearment. It'll go a long way more further than this dang on me protesting.
This is a decades-long problem. So some of their parents can't read, and their parents can't read.
That's right.
When will this stop?
When them parents learn how to read. If they're grown, they should be learning how to read. It don't take a long time, just a little time every day. Pick up a book, go online. Like I said, just like I'm watching these, like we watching these videos, you can go somewhere, you can go on one of these videos and learn how to teach yourself how to read. Teach yourself how to read. There are foreigners who come to this country. You know the first place they go to? And I remember when I used to live in Carrollton, man. I used to go to the library, study for my nursing exam in nursing school. Just go to the library and study. I see foreigners there with their kids every morning, bringing their kids, not even grade school level yet, at the library. At the library during story time. Kids in daycare or whatever. At the library there during story time. That's how you do it. You humble yourself and you get there and you teach yourself so that way you can teach your kids. Be an example. You ain't got to be rich, just be an example.
We have to teach our children.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
According to the protesters,
What's it say?
Stop. We have to teach our children.
One more time.
When will this stop? We have to teach our children.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for.
Yes, you have to teach your children, like your own children at home.
According to the protesters, their biggest priority is literacy. Many students still can't read at grade level, and protesters say if the board won't fix it, they want state intervention.
Make it right and put all the 9 board seats up in 2026 and let the people decide who they want to govern Memphis-Shelby County Schools because it's the people's schools, it's our tax dollars, and we deserve that right.
Others say accountability means no more delays.
It's not about who's sitting in the superintendent's seat. It's not about anything else but who is the tax-paying citizens of Shelby County who wants better education for their children. And we cannot afford to kick the can down the road again.
That includes putting every school board seat up for a public vote in 2026.
So I want to be clear that a lot of community members have talked about state intervention or state takeover, but I want to be clear that an intervention without investment is just interference. And so without proper investment with our school system, without proper investment to our teachers and to our classrooms, then we will continue to see these problems that have plagued Memphis-Shelby County schools.
Don't matter who you put. It don't matter who you put in them seats. As long as you have a certain curriculum that they have to follow, got a certain budget that they can only deal with, there's nothing you can do. So nothing's going to change with the school board unless you put yourself in the board. But even when you put yourself there, you still got to follow by the. You guys still got to follow by the rules. But the best thing you can do as a parent is to take initiative at home. Bottom line.
The group says today was just the beginning, and they plan to keep applying pressure to local leaders until they see change. Live in the studio, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco, ABC 24.
Now, last thing. You see all these people here. Go back to what I was saying. You out here protesting. If you could take these, I don't know how long they're out there. Maybe let's say an hour or two. Use that same time and energy. Sit at the dinner table and go over your child's homework. Here, y'all can learn together. Sit at the dinner table, turn the TV off, put the devices down, and read together. Do math together. Hell, or turn the TV on, put it on YouTube, and find a channel that's going to teach you how to do math problems. All this stuff is online, so you can put it on the TV, and y'all can go over and learn together. That is the best thing that a parent can do in a situation like this. Other than that, all this protesting and standing outside, hell, they know you doing. They've been doing what she say for decades, and ain't nothing changed. Hey, if you don't do for self, it's not going to happen. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple minutes out your day, but it means the world does hear this channel. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.